Hello, my name is Daniel Durazo, and the book that I'll be reviewing is called Push, and it's written by Sapphire. This is the cover for Push by Sapphire. Push by Sapphire, it's a well rated book. It's really sad. There's a lot of content in it, which is, if you're not looking for a book to read, that's has that's gruesome, like will get you sad, and like maybe like you want to share like your kids' this book, it's not the correct book to choose because it's got some child abuse and like some raping. It's a rough life, so it's more of a adult book to read because it's really sad. And but according to Barnes and Nobles in 2009, the website, they said about the book, it's relentless, remorseless, and inspirational. This horrific, hope-filled story is certain to haunt a generation of readers. So it's a good review, but also like, whoa, like it's a scary book, so watch out. It's pretty much the same. And it was rated 4 stars, which is really good. 4.5 stars actually, which is almost the 5 stars, but it's a really good book. And the film that I'll be reviewing is Precious, which is directed by Lee Daniels. Here is the cover for the film Precious. The film is based off the novel Push, and the reason why Lee Daniels wanted to film the novel into like a film was that when he was younger, he had a similar experience because his neighbor came to his house one time. She was dripping with blood, like in her private part, and he was just in shock. Like that moment just stuck with him, and so he read the book, and a direct quote he said, which I found on an article in UNM Libraries that was written by Ethan Dyers, and the article is called Project Gem, and he said that Lee Daniels said, "I felt I had to tell a story because it was a way I could heal and hopefully help someone else heal." Which, yeah, kind of hits hard, and kind of glad he made the movie because it just shows like people go through this problem, and for people who are going through this problem, just helps them be more comfortable and like speak out, like seek for help, and just lets the nation know like, hey, it's a problem, like let's fix it, let's do something about it. And the film was released in theaters in November 6th, 2009. The runtime of the film is 110 minutes, and due to the child abuse, the sexual abuse, and the language, the movie is rated R. And the movie received great reviews. And according to Dave Calhoun from Rotten Tomatoes on February 2nd, 2010, he said, "A film full of life and love, while meaning, judging by the reaction in the U.S., a genuine and important phenomenon that says act, don't dwell, on our dreams." It's like, it's a good review. Like he's saying it's a great movie, and like it just opens up people like we need to do something about it. And the reason why I chose this story was like I heard great stuff about it. My dad even told me like, yeah, I saw the movie. It was a good movie. I'm like, well, I'm reading the book right now, so it's a good book. So I'm excited to see this movie, which I have already, which I'll talk about. So Precious in the film is played by Gabor Sadib, who was the perfect person for the role. Precious' mother is played by Monique, and Carl, who is Precious' father, is played by Ronnie Jackson. And Miss Rain, who is Precious' teacher, her messiah pretty much, like who just helps through everything, is played by Paula Patone. And something cool about the movie was Mariah Carey also came out, and she plays Miss Ways, which is a secondary character in the book. So the plot takes place in 1987 in Harlem, and it's about the main character Clarice, nicknamed Precious. She's obese and she's 2 years behind school. She is a freshman at high school, but she should be a junior. She was held back because she could not read, and when she would read, she'll pee her pants. She only got held back when she was 12 because she gave birth to a girl. And the father of that girl was from her father, who raped her, which is like child abuse. And her the baby was born with Down syndrome, and her name was Lil Mong, and Precious' mother abused her as well and claimed to be living with her so she can get the aid. So she'll pretty much use her daughter and her baby to get money from financially. And Precious has been abused by her mother and her father since she was 7. And she later on gets expelled from her school because they find out she's pregnant again from her father's baby. So she decides to transfer schools with all girls, get her GED, and she feels really comfortable at the school. She has more friends, and she's where she meets Miss Rain. So she later has her baby, and while she's in the hospital, all she thinks about is how like school, and she writes. All she thinks about is school, and she writes to her teacher, Miss Rain, and tells her how her father rapes her, and Miss Rain just suggests like to give up the baby, like since he is a product of rape, but that's not the right. But she knows it's not the right thing to do, so she keeps the baby. And later in the book, she finds out her father had died from AIDS, so she gets her and her baby tested, and sadly, the baby came out negative, but she is positive. This makes Precious think she wants to end her life, but through like the support of her friends and Miss Rain, she doesn't. And Miss Rain helps her get a halfway house, and in the story, her babies and her children are safe. The novel is told in Precious's voice, and even the text is used phonetically, just as she's speaking it. So you can really feel the emotion through her text, and you can get to know Precious really well. But in the film, you can't really get to know Precious compared to like the novel. Like it's so much different. Like you feel like you actually know Precious, like you've met, like you know everything about her. But the novel just like I know it's hard to explain everything super well, but you feel like I still really don't know Precious. Also, something I found weird as well is the description of Miss Rain, Blue Rain. In the book, Precious describes her as she says she dark, got a nice face, big eyes, and long dreadlocky hair. And you can find this in the book in page 39 through 40. And the character that the actor that plays Miss Rain in the movie is played by Paula Patton, and she's a light-skinned African American woman with straight hair. So the original description of this character is different from the movie, which is it's not a huge difference, but like it's a little different. And also what the movie left out is Miss Rain and Precious' relationship. Like the movie, like we know, like in the movie, like they have a strong relationship, but it doesn't show you the detail on how that strong relationship was built. But in the book, it shows the detail how like they met, and like how they grew a strong relationship. Just in the movie, just bang, strong relationship, but it just leaves out detail like that. And the endings are different as well. In the novel, it doesn't show that Precious is reunited with her children, and like it's not a happy ending. Like they're safe and stuff, but like it doesn't show like oh they're reunited. Like that's so cute. But in the movie, Precious is reunited with her children and live a happy life after, like a fairy tale. It is a great story, but what I recommend is reading the novel more than the movie. My rating on the film is a 8.5 out of 10. That's because like just missed out like some some small details, but the acting was amazing. Like they portrayed the movie super well and like helped give out the message better. And also the character who played my bad, the actor who played Precious Gabori, she was just not a well-known actor, but she just was the perfect fit for the role, and like she's did a great job, and I just thought she was like the best character in the movie. And I recommend watching the movie first and reading the book after, because like that you can appreciate the movie more than you can appreciate the movie more and appreciate the book even more after. Because if you were to read the book before, you'd be like oh the movie isn't as good as the book. So if you flipped out, it'd be like oh like good movie, better book, instead of like oh great movie, worst book. Like just a different mindset. But just thank you for watching. Hope you learned some stuff about the movie and the novel, and hope you have a great day.